What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to more of the survival. Now, last episode we basically built our path. We kind of got it to where decent enough to where I kind of like it. I do want to fix the path just a little bit, not too much, but just a little bit. I do want to add some texture to it, make it look all nice, some good stuff. But I have been working on the buildings and everything like that. So hopefully the buildings actually fit in some of these spots. They should. I shouldn't have to worry too much about it. I still got to build the farms to try and scale out everything I need on that, and then hopefully we can get the houses put in. I got the windmill built. I got I got some little rocks built. I got some little leaf bushes built. Just some fun stuff. Clean this up, make it look a little more natural. All right, yeah, I got some leaves, bushes, a whole bunch of other things. And no, I did not copy villager houses. I actually made these, so it's a little bit detail and a little bit of pain, but I guess it worked. Now there was a witch over here. Where'd you go? I want to get you. Did witch leave? I think she left. Come on, man, I wanted to kill her. I do need the arrows. Hey, I don't need the bone. Go away. Yeah, I'm gonna swap over to the creative world so I can show you the houses, the windmill, and pretty much everything I've been working on. And then we'll come back and then we're gonna give a layout on our houses. Well, I should have schematic. I don't, not on me. But we're gonna give a little layout on these houses, a little spot selection wherever we place it. Obviously the windmill is gonna go over here in this circle as long as it fits. It should. It's pretty small. So we're gonna have one here, and then right here will be farms, so like wheat and stuff like that. And then over here probably gonna have like a market, and that one we're gonna have markets scattered out. So we are gonna need little pathways that go to the markets and stuff like that. But we also need pathways for everything, our farms, our houses, all the good stuff. That's one thing I forgot to build, was a market. That's great. All right, we're gonna head over to the creative world so I can show you everything that we have so far, and then we'll come back and start placing everything after I get the materials, because I need a lot of, and not birch wood. I don't like birch wood. I need that kind of wood. Let's go. All right, here's pretty well everything that we've been working on. We're gonna ignore this. I for some reason started wanting to work on like the lumber stuff. Might add this to the farming area. I don't know. More detail. So here's our house. It's pretty simple, nothing crazy. And we got a nice little porch. I do want to change this porch up a little bit, but like I don't care for it. I like it, but I don't. We did give a little backyard so we can have a little farm back here. The villagers can have their own little farm. And then you got your little path or your porch going up, go inside, you got your bed, you got 2 chests, you got furnaces, and then a back door. So it's not too bad. I don't know how dark it actually gets. We have number 2, which is pretty well the same thing as this one, except it just has a chimney to it. We had a little chimney on top. This one, as you can tell, has a bigger backyard, different style chimney. We have a andesite chimney, which is perfecto. For this one, does have a bigger backyard. I don't know why I went through the house. I could go over, but this will give more area for farmland. It's a tad bit different. We have the porch, just not fully on that side, and again, different chimney. Nice. We have little front porch, which I may add some like chairs or something up here, little decoration, and then still same backyard. It's nothing too crazy on those. We have a little campfire chimney part, and I put it towards the back because that's where the furnaces are. Gotta make it look a little bright. So yeah, that's all that. We have our little fishing dock. It's not the best, but honestly I can work on that later on. Have a little windmill, and it does work, which is nice. All I gotta do is just right click and perfect. It works wonders, and it actually does give a little bit of power, which I won't need. I just want this for design. So that worked perfectly. And then we got some little rock, little no detail, just some basic small mediums, some random messy rocks. Got some little bushes and stuff like that. But I still gotta work on the fishing hut. I gotta work on, what was the other thing? Forgot what I gotta work on. That's not good because I said it like 2 minutes ago. I forgot what I was. Yeah. All right. Well, that's pretty well for that. The little farming stuff. I do gotta add more. I gotta try and remember that one other thing. But for our crafting facility, you guys obviously remember this little piece down here. All of our farming stuff. And then we did expand it a little bit. We have one extra slot, so in case we want something else here, we can throw it here. This side though is going to be our wood area. So it's gonna go from logs, has a little split, so it has a tunnel in there that will split it up. This goes to strip log. That's for every single wood source we have in the game. So oak all the way to like cherry or whatever there is. This side will be our mining, so everything will come in through the back. We'll have little chutes down here. Each one will go through. All right, so we have the little chutes. I just added those in. We're gonna ignore that. Chutes go in. Each one has their own side. This will be our mining area. So all of our stuff will come in. Let's break my glass real quick. So this will come in. I think this is, yeah, this one's coal. So this will turn all the coal blocks and make it a little bit more compressed so we don't have so much stuff everywhere. Yes, we have, I think 400. No, we have about 1800 spaces for stuff. We can hold pretty well every block in the game as far as I know of. And then, if we ever change that. We can. We have space for it. But yeah, this one's for gold, turn it into block. We'll have copper in here that would turn it to blocks, iron, gold, diamonds, stuff like that. It will all be the same. And then they're all gonna make what they need. Like gold, if we do gold, we're gonna have it split off where we do like gold nuggets, and then that will split off and go back here because we do need gold back here for some stuff, and then some other things once we make it. And that'll all be made through like the roof. So this will probably be all covered off, and then won't have to worry about seeing everything above. Where all like the main, well, not the main stuff, all like the little side stuff is here. So won't have to worry about that. And then all we gotta do is finish on this side with our farming, and this is where the roof will kind of back down. Nice and simple. And then right here it'll go up just a little bit, just in case we need extra room, but nothing too crazy. Yeah, we gotta add these houses in, gotta add everything, all this, and then we gotta start our farm. But also, oh, that's the thing I gotta remember. I gotta try and build a market. How can I build a market real quick? We're gonna do that real quick, actually. Let me search up some ideas real quick, might as well. All right, so I kind of have some ideas. I found a good little image. Now I could either do a building style market, where you actually have to walk to the building, talk to the villagers, stuff like that, or I take a villager and I lock him inside a little area to where he can't get out, and we have like a little stand, a little market stand. That's probably what we're gonna do. Now obviously our theme is oak, so we're gonna do oak. Let's go get some oak logs and fences. We're gonna do fence gates, might as well. Don't think they can open fence gates. I shouldn't have to worry too much about that. And we are gonna use spruce trapdoors, just can't see through them. That's the one thing I like about spruce trapdoors, is we can't see through it. Oh, we're gonna get some barrels, might as well. A little detail, a little function. We'll try and figure it out. So we'll put one in each corner. We'll keep it about a 3. Yeah, we'll do this. I need my oak plank, and then, well, I need slabs too. What am I doing? Technically, I don't need those. I could just cover the surrounding with slabs. Now, I will have to peacefully kidnap a villager and throw him in. Will he get an option? No, why would he? Throw these here. There's only going to be one side to it, so shouldn't have to worry about multiple sides. It's only going to face one way. I could do multiple sides because it will be open, but it's mainly going to focus on one route. And I should be able to click the villager no matter where they are in there. Shouldn't have to worry. We'll add some. Do I want to add wool to this and make it look better with wool? But that means I have to go out and get wool. Yeah, we'll do wool. Let's do some white. Whoopsie. Do you want to do green? Yellow? We could do red. White and red. We got to make it a little stall-like, so mix up the colors a little bit. Oh, wrong way. The stall don't look too bad. I could have taken the stalls off my Hypixel Skyblock road. Man, do that. We'll keep, yeah, not too bad. Add some barrels. No, I didn't add anything to that, right? All right, let's get some chests. We'll just use it for decoration. Not too worried about that. Why? Really? You're raining in this roll. Good thing I could remove that. I can remove your option. In here, we're gonna keep it. We're gonna keep a chest. This will be our farming, so we need a, well, yeah, we will need a composter just so they can stay in here and farm or get the job for farming. We'll add a little lantern. Why not? We'll keep it here. Yeah, that's enough. And technically, no monster should be able to get him because no zombies can get in. That's the good part. Do I want? Well, could, but I won't. So I kind of like this. It's not too bad. It's a little iffy on some parts, but you know what? It's fine. Oh, I can add some leaves. Everything goes better with some leaves. Sticks out too much. Now I could do that. It does make it look a little bit better. Not great. I do like this now. It's not too bad. Not good, but it works. So we'll get our schematic. We'll do this. Bonk. And then we'll bring it over. I do want to try and keep the blocks as close as possible just so I don't have random space everywhere. Like right here. This will be, ooh, something I could do. This will be carrot. Or I could just have multiple and we can have different color wool for each one. So like carrots, we can have orange. So instead of white, yeah. Or do white and orange. White and orange looks better. I keep forgetting it's trapdoors today. Function. Yeah, look at that. So this will be carrots, and then we can add an item frame or something. Add a carrot. Is there a way I can make it to where this item frame is invisible? No, I can't. Unless there is, and I just don't pay attention, which is true. I don't. Item filters? No. Lamps? No. Well, lamp would do pretty good here, but I don't need it. There's no way I can do an invisible. Oh man, I wanted an invisible item frame. I want my carrots just stand out. Is there a way? Hold on, let me check. All right, so there is. It's just under a mod, and I'd rather not do that. So we'll just put right there. Sure, makes it look decent, I guess. I threw away my schematic and quill, and look, it's already on there. Wow. Let's do market 1. And we'll just call it market carrot, and then we can get another schematic and a table. We get this. We call market 1. I have so many things on here. Market carrot. I get rid of this, and now I can. Whoa! Don't get rid of that one. I can now place the same market, and then this time I can change the wool and whatever is on here. So we have wheat, which is a nice yellow, even though yellow's not really nice. We'll change the orange to a yellow, a little bit bright, a little bit not good, but wheat. So boom, boom. We'll call this one market wheat. Now we need a wheat, carrot. We need some potatoes, which is a tan. So let's see what kind of color we have. That's kind of a tannish, not so. Oh, potatoes are brown. I don't want a brown. It's gonna make my market look spoopy. Wait a minute. I have crate. Oh my god, I got carrot crates, potato crates. I could add these to this. What am I doing, man? I can always add those later on. Once we actually get into the world, we can make those. So yeah, I can just do it with those and then I won't have to worry too much. We can have different mark. Perfect. The potato we will put as brown, might as well. Yeah, it's actually not too bad. Never mind. I thought it was going to look a lot worse. I still don't care for brown, but like, it actually did pretty decent. If we had a tan color, that'd be great, but we don't. So yeah, use brown because you know potatoes are tannish, whatever it is. I don't know. Force everything to the edge. There we go. Market potato. All right, we got our market done. All I gotta do is just make a fishing hut and we'll be all right. But let's head back to the other world and start placing all this. I gotta go get my schematic though to place all of this, so might as well. Hooray. All right, so we are in our world. We now need to go back to our base, get our schematics, and then bring our schematic table, hopefully. I gotta lay everything out. I gotta figure out how I want everything set, where I want my farms. Obviously, we're gonna have wheat, carrot, potatoes, onion, and whatever else we have. I can't remember. I know we have, how many do we have? We got wheat, carrot, potato, onion, cabbage, tomatoes. 6? Yeah, we got 6 little farms that we need to make, or big farms that we need to make. We also need to work on our little pond, which means we're gonna add some rock to that, add some little tails and design, and then hopefully we can get everything set. We start building, get our farm started. All the farms are going underground, which means I'm gonna have to dig underground. That's kind of iffy, but it should work. It should work wonders. And then I gotta make a boat for our boat dock, because I'm pretty well just gonna copy the boat dock that we have over there and put it over here, just so it's there. And then we're gonna reverse everything, so all the stuff that comes in or whatever is it's practically reversed. I don't know why I'm stuttering. What the hell? It's all gonna be reversed. Won't have to worry. Auto. All right, and we are back to our lag fest. As you can tell, our frames have drastically dropped. We are down to 25. I don't know why. I think I know why. I forgot I have this over. Let's see what this is at. It's not much. We haven't been here. We're gonna let that run for a bit. Let it recycle everything it needs. We'll get our schematic table while dealing with lag. I need. Where is my schematic? Right here. We're gonna build one house at a time. We're not multiple. I mean, I could, but I'd rather not. I need all the wood I can get. Alright, so we have whatever wood we have that was in our chest. Not too bad. What was in here? Chicken. Nice. We got our schematics. We got pretty well everything. Now, let's head back. I need my schematic cannon. Really? You're raining here too? What is your problem? Stop it. You cause me pain. And a lot of it. There it is. Alright, I need my clipboard too, because I know I'm gonna... Where'd I throw that? Can we play find the clipboard? Because I don't know where I put it. Where is it? Where is my clipboard? Did I lose that? I'm blind and stupid, but mainly blind. All right, we're gonna head back. We're gonna set it up, set everything we need, and then start a farm. Now, I'm gonna lay out the farms first, just so I know where I need them, and then we'll start our house. All right, we are here. I want to place down our schematic, and technically this should be able to reach really far. I shouldn't have to worry about where I place it. Hopefully, I want to place this in the middle. We can always fix that later. So we'll add this. We'll get our schematic table, and then we'll do this. So our boat dock is the first thing we're gonna do. Let's load this up, and God dang, this thing's massive. Okay, I forgot how big this thing was. Might have a small problem, just a small one. Face. Gotta rotate. Perfect. Go on this side. We'll push it over a smidge. Whoopsie. So we have a little boat dock. It does go out a decent amount. Obviously, I can't climb up the stairs, so I don't know why I'm trying it. But it'll go out to here, which means our boat can go through, loop around, and then sit up here, and then we'll go back. So not too bad. I can always add, the underneath whenever, which will mean I need a lot of things and a lot of wood. That was painful last time. But it's not bad. We have everything. It is set. Bad thing is just gotta build it. I mean, we're gonna place everything out. So this is where that will be. Let's go and get our next one and start our layout. All right, we'll do our farmhouse one. We'll just get a little spot for that. It's not too crazy. I can make it to where, do down here. Where am I going? Over there. Now, this is gonna be one of our farms, so I don't need anything crazy here, but we need it to where it looks hopefully good. Why are you here? Go away. I will stay over here. You guys can travel on your own accord. All right, so we got that. It's not bad. It does give a little bit of room. I'll add corners to it just so I know our little spot. One here, and we got one on this corner. All right, so this is one house. I could probably, actually, I could house here. No, I couldn't, 'cause then I gotta fix that over there. I don't want to do that. So that's one house. Now, I'm not gonna remember which house I'm choosing for each one, so we're just gonna have to design it however we can. Oh, we'll have it just fly down here. So we got one here. I can put one right here. I gotta figure out my little layout design. Also, I wish I had the jetpack so I was a little bit faster, and I still have yet to make it so. And that is my problem. All right, so this will be one. Yes, we are putting them on the path just so I know the barrier for it. All right, so we have that. I can put another one probably back here, and another one over there, and then we swap houses. Let's throw it down this way, run over here because we're slow. We'll have it facing this side. Have it on this side. I could probably cut that just a little bit. It is pretty close to, I'm not worried about that. It does look pretty decent here. So we'll add our barriers, and technically I could make it to where it follows the house, like we'll have it just go around, but I need the border just so I know where it is, because I think the schematic cannon, once we do build it, will make it where like if it's overlapping, it won't build in there, because technically there's two. Technically, no, that shouldn't make it happen though. Bring it over here. We can rotate this one, me and my character, because you know I'm almost down over here. So I could do it like this. No, have the path there. We have, yeah, I could do one here. Obviously, we need space for a farm. That's the way it goes. Where's the corner? But I don't need that many houses. We don't need that many villagers here, other than the ones in the mark keeping us alive. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 areas for our house 1. Let's get house 2, and then probably do like 2 or 3 on there, and then however else, I don't know yet. Let's do this. We need not the bush. I have 4 houses. Whoopsie, not what I was planning. So in here, it is practically the same, but all right, so we'll put one here. We got to keep a little room. Obviously, we don't need these farms like massive. We don't need them super huge, but I do want it to where we do produce enough just keep one food source, but also for anything else. Windmill is going to be here, so I can't add anything to it. I could add a house next to it though. So this seems fine. I mean, it's not bad. It is a spot for a house, which is nice. I need to add some over here, but obviously we're going to have multiple areas or multiple houses, so I don't got to worry. Where's the mark? Here and here. I need more. There we go. I'll get our sleep time going so I can see what I'm doing in the daytime, preferably, without it being night. All right, so that is one. We're gonna go over here. We're gonna put one over here, and then we'll swap houses. All right, so we could do that one there. Add some like little rocks and stuff here. We'll add this. I do want to make it to where one spot is like pretty well just covered in house, but I don't know if I will have room for it. Yeah, that should be enough. We'll go and get a new house set. I'll probably just do like one of each, just because I am kind of running out of room. Just a little bit of room. Actually, not really. These farms aren't going to be huge. I mean, I'll have a farm in there. I could probably add a house or 2 in here. One up here, one here, maybe one there, and we could have farms here. And the thing is, something I could do, I could put it onto a minecart. Well, I don't know how that would work, actually. Actually, no, I could do it on a minecart to where, like, if it needs turns, I can add turns to it. So it shouldn't be too bad, hopefully. All right, so let's get house number 3. Move it over just a smidge. All right, so our farm is not bad. I gotta make sure that, there we go, that seems better. So we got one house. These are all spots for houses. So, yeah, we'll add one more here. Our fishing huts are gonna be in here, so I do gotta try and level those up. All right, so can I add here? I'll make it pretty good, and we can add one more house. I can add one more house back here, and then I am running out of room for house. I could throw one over there. So we'll do this one, and then we'll swap houses to the last number 4 house, and we got 2 little spots, one over there, and then one. And then we gotta start throwing the markets and everything else, which, oof, that's be a pain. All right, we gotta run over here, gotta place this, or line everything up. Get over here. Oh, this way, and this way, this way. Thank you. I think we were placing it over here. Yeah, we're gonna place it right up top here. All right, so we got our house here. Nothing is in pathways. Go ahead and put this up, and this one. Whoopsie, let me block path quick. You know, OSHA violation, the one thing we love doing. All right, so we got that. Our houses are pretty well placed, kind of. I can always add more. Let's head back. Let's switch it to markets. Add our markets in. Actually, we're gonna switch it to the windmill, because I want to put the windmill in here. Place bushes. Nope. Where's my windmill? Way down here. All right, let's back. I kind of want it to, I'm gonna have it rotate this way. We're gonna place it in here, and then around this we'll like cover it in wheat or something, you know, make it look something better. That'd be a windmill. I can probably add another one in here. Yeah, I can add another one here. I don't need like multiple of them, but it would be pretty. All right, let's bring it over. All right, seems pretty well placed. All right, yeah, that is. We'll probably rotate it because I do want to face somewhat each other. All right, seems good. So bump bump. I'll place one over here. Bump bump. Bump bump bump. I missed the timing. All right, so that is our windmills. We'll swap it over. I probably should make a sign that says what is. I have signs, right? Please tell me I have signs. Oh no, I have them at the base. I do have wood for signs though, so I don't know why. See how easy it was? Perfect little sign. Nice. I don't know why I didn't do that first. All right, so we'll put our houses as like one. I didn't do house 4, did I? I don't think so, because I don't have anyone that has a middle entrance. I did not. I need one that has a middle entrance. I'll probably do it over here, and we'll have a little piece that goes up and around. Yeah, we'll do that real. Let me get my schematic. All right, let's do that. Because yeah, see, I don't have any house that have like the middle to it. So we'll go here, add it however we need. Too far. There it is. A little bit too far away. Let's do that. We can add a little pathway here. All right, let's get our little block back out, and then we go to sleep because it's nighttime and slightly terrified, even though I'm covered in diamonds. Perfect. Now see, if I had like Matica, I could make it to where all this is just in one. You could build everything in one, but I don't have that, so I can't do that. So we are stuck doing that. And then our farms go in here, but we need to do our markets now. Back over here, back to this, put market in for our wheat, carrot, and potatoes. We do a potato one. I could do a market about up here. I can do one right here in the middle. All right, there we go. We have carrot one. Technically, they're all the same size, so I don't have to worry about that. I want to have 2 of each: 2 wheat, 2 carrots, 2 potato. I just get a good spot for them. I can have one over here. Well, probably do it down. Well, I was gonna do it down here, but we don't do that. Yeah, we could just throw right in this corner. At that one, let's swap our farm again. Put a little mark here. That's crazy. Where was I? Oh, I was literally right. Hold on. Perfect, perfect. I like placement, like a placement. All right, I could put one in the, well, yeah, I could put one in the middle. We could do it right here. Perfect. Oopsie, too many. All right, that is pretty good. We now have one there. I need to swap it, and we need wheat this time, and we only need 2 things for wheat, so we are perfect. All right, so I want to put one over here, and then I can add one. Where can I put? I have this little spot. We need to throw something in here. We just throw it in here somewhere. That's next to 2 of. Oh my god! I could probably throw a house in there. There's that there. I could probably just keep it right here actually, or just scoot it down a little. All right, perfect. All right, so we have our little ones are the farms, big ones are the houses, little circle ones are the windmill. Only need 2 of those. Nothing crazy. This is going to be a farm. All right, so we have a lot of things. I do need to add some houses. We can add here, but we need spots for our farm that go underground. Now I could do the long way. Hold on. So I can either do the farms in cube, and we have a spinning machine that just stands spin, or we do a long piece or a long farms where, you know, it's vertical or horizontal or whatever, and we have a machine that goes up and down that machine. There's a lot of things to do with. Kind of lost on how I should do this. Now it is a farming island, so it's going to be a lot of farms. I kind of want more farms than like building, so I could probably put all these like little empty spots as farming stuff, and you know, we have select areas that are for stuff like that, you know. All right, let's where can we'll do it here. I need to eat, and then I need to make, now the bushes I'm not really worried about. I really don't need to place the bushes and stuff like that. We need to work on farm. Now I could do dirt as my way. All right, so I'm gonna actually work on farms that we're not gonna worry about. So the one back here is gonna be all right there. Gotta make it where everything kind of flows decently, but also doesn't look terrible. All right, so it should be able to get up here, hopefully. If not, we can always add more water if we need. There should be enough space. We'll just do that. All right, so that will all be farm. I don't have any wheat right now, so can't really work on that. So actually, I could do vertical ones. I can have a farm, you know, up here. We'll have wheat, then we can have carrots here. Over here, we can have potatoes and some tomatoes, stuff like that. We can have a spot over here, like cabbage. So yeah, we can do those, which we're actually gonna do real quick. So I need to head back. I need to try and get some more dirt, and then we come back and lay everything out, hopefully. Or just make a whole bunch of fence. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make a whole bunch of fences. 42, I mean, it's not bad on fences. I could definitely use more, so let's make more. A stack, that should be plenty, hopefully. All right, so over here, we can do one here, go around and back down. Now I don't need these farms to be ungodly big. We can always have multiple, so we can have like 2 sets of wheat, 2 sets of carrot, things like that. We're gonna add one here. How many spaces are in between this? Ooh, all right, so we got 2 farms here and there, and then I can probably add, we'll just keep those. We can add these with like grass and stuff, because we are gonna need to put grass to it, make it look decent instead of being random. So that is good. This will be, we'll probably make this as a wheat with a little sign up here. Wait, we'll do another one. Where's an oak spot? Over here. There's that. I can probably add another smaller one. This won't be bigger, so I don't need to worry too much about that. We'll have this go all the way down. All right. That was wheat. This is carrot. We need 1 potato. Over here will be potatoes, and then we can add some other things scattered around. We'll probably have like little areas too that are just random slots. So add a little bit texture to it, a little bit design. I'm actually gonna do something. We're gonna have it go here. We'll have it go down. Perfect. We'll add a little one over here that is horizontal. And no matter if I gotta make more. And a little bit more. All right, there we go. We have a little one here, little one. We got 3 little farms, and then I can add extra things in these areas now. We got wheat, carrot. This will be potatoes. Potatoes are gonna produce a lot more, which too fond of that, but All right, so now we need cabbage, tomatoes, and onions. So we need 3 more farms. We can have cabbage, onion, and then we can add tomatoes in here. All right, we can add house here. We'll add 1 in here just so, actually this was cabbage. We're gonna have this one just cut through the back of the houses. This will be tomatoes. So we got wheat, carrot, potato, cabbage, tomato. Now we just need onion. All right, so that 2, 4, 5, and then over here will be, and I ran out of fences again. All right, so our farms are pretty well. We got wheat, carrot, potato, cabbage, tomatoes, onion, things like that. I gotta put the sign in. That's not a sign. All right, so we pretty well have everything set. And then these are all our farms, which means we're gonna have our machines in these areas. So it might be pretty laggy here. We're gonna have a lot of things underground that are pushing in there. So in all these like little empty spots that we have now over here in this area, we can add more houses, more like detail stuff, or we can just cover it with grass. That's something we could do also. I would say more houses just so it looks like more of a town instead of a little hut. So we're just gonna add more houses, I guess. And I can add more of 4 houses. Number 4. All right, so another spot I can add is over here. All right, so we have that. Let's make sure our farm is not breaking. It is. All right, perfect. I can always add a little pathway up to this. All right, let's do that. Let's add this. Add our corners to everything. All right, so we got 1. I can add another one, probably right back over here. Now, I don't know if I want to do like custom trees in here. I don't know if that would be a good idea. So if you have ideas for this, let me know so I can add them into it. You also might get your new users thrown into it also, so never know. We got this one, perfect. Any other spots we can throw them in? We got one over here, so let's just head back a bit. All right, good little spot, good little spot. It does kind of jump, it really jumps into the path. I can go there. All right, I was on pathway. Oh no, I move it back a little bit. All right, let me fix these up real quick. All right, let's see any more spots. I could do one here. It sucks you can't do diagonal house. I wish you could. You can't. I could do one down here. Actually, we're gonna swap the houses. We're gonna go back to house number 3 because I don't think we got many of those put in. All right, let's do house number 3. Let's go place this over. What's a good spot? Oh yeah, right up here. I'm a little bit blind for getting a spot. So we got this one. I could probably push this forward just a little bit. Let's add our corners. One more we can add. We can add one right. Well, yeah, we can have one right across the street. Past the street. Same. All right, good spot. Good spot. Whoopsie. All right, not bad. Let's clean up a chunk of space, which I do like. Now I can't add anything here because this is where our fishing huts are going to be. Actually, I do have the dock. I can just add the dock to this. Duh. And we're gonna have like probably like 2 or 3 of them. Maybe on multiple sides. I could have one over there. I can have one over here. Somewhere here. Oh yeah, I can actually I can add one right here. Perfect. I do need to make a diagonal one. Did I not copy dock? I don't think I did. I did. I'm blind. I have eye problem. All right. Hopefully next episode we can start actually building everything or getting the materials to build. Because right now we're still in the phase of getting everything set. So we got one. Scoot it down just a little bit. We'll add one more over here. I don't need that many. I do need spots for the houses too. So we do have to kind of bring them out just a little bit. All right. So we have 3 little dots. There, and then there. And then we can have like the little houses up and down or whatever, wherever it is. What was the other thing? What else can we add to this? I mean, technically all we gotta do is just add the houses and stuff, and then add the little like grass, everything like that. But I do want to do custom trees. I want to see if I find a custom tree I can just add into it. All right, so yeah, I think we got a pretty good layout. Not too crowded, but also should be pretty simple. I mean, I do want to fix this path, so we are going to work on that too at some point. Like once you're running on these paths, you don't obviously once the houses are built, it's kind of going to look different. We're also going to have like bushes all along the side, probably some sugar cane here and there, some stuff like that. Now I could do a little sugar cane farm. We can add one like right here. Actually, no, that seems like a good idea. Might as well. Let's do that real quick. Add a little sugar cane area. Actually, we'll just add one here. All right, so it's gonna be a little sugar cane. I don't need that much of an area. And then over here is gonna be, all right, that seems pretty good. This will be sugar cane. Let me add my signs to this. Let's just put it cane. Might as well. I'm okay. I thought I ran out of it for a minute. I was like, no way. All right, we're gonna add it to this one too, and then everything's underground. So nothing crazy. Everything seemed pretty well set. I could add a house on here. That's what we're gonna do real quick. We're gonna add a house to this little slot here, and then hopefully it's good enough. This is very nope. We'll do house 2. Have a little chimney with it. All right, we'll put it here. It has just enough space. All right, that's a good enough spot. We have a market here. We'll probably just fill this in. All right, this seems pretty nice. We do have a good chunk of stuff. I do need to make some trees, so I'm probably gonna work on that off camera, but that is where we're gonna we are gonna end today's video here. I know we didn't actually build anything other than layout, but next episode hopefully we should be starting on building some stuff, hopefully. But we are gonna end today's video here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate it, and I will see you on to the next one. Bye bye.